Alright, let's get started. We are the 5 Bytes, and today we would like to introduce you to TaskMaster. Before we begin, we would like to introduce our team members. We have Sakai, Kayla, Israel, Joel, and myself. Alright, let's get started. What is TaskMaster? TaskMaster is a free-to-use website application that helps students improve their organization skills with our easy-to-understand options. With Taskmasters, users can kiss the sticky notes goodbye. Our motivation. As a team of college students, we understand what it is like to have a lot on your plate. We wanted to make a free website application that would help make people's day-to-day tasks a little less overwhelming. With our simple layout, entries are easy to create, find, and modify alongside the changes within our lives. When an entry has served its purpose, you can easily delete it in order to deem it as one of your accomplishments. That said, Taskmaster is a website application that is made for anyone and everyone. The features that Taskmaster has include the following. Task entry search. This will allow users to quickly find specific task entries through a user-friendly search feature, making organization and retrieval a breeze. Due date setting. Setting due dates for tasks is very important. It helps you keep yourself on track and ensuring timely completion of important assignments. Task organization. Stay organized with customizable task categories, allowing you to manage tasks in a way that suits your preferences. Task notes and attachments. You're able to add detailed notes and attach files to task entries, enabling comprehensive information storage and easy access. Task priority levels. By prioritizing tasks, you're assigned different levels of importance, helping you focus on what matters the most. And lastly, task progress tracking. Monitor the progress of tasks, track completed items, and visualize your accomplishments with ease. How Taskmaster works. Taskmaster works by using the Search API endpoint, which is used to help find and filter the required tasks once they have been placed. The API used for creating projects and tasks is CRUD, which allows for the use of operations that are needed for both operations used to mark project assignments as completed or not if they are still in need of completion. System implementation infrastructure. The languages used to create this app was HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. For media storage, we will store the media files directly on the server's file system and will only keep a reference, typically the file path, in the database. Search filter architecture and implementation. This determines the criteria by which users would like to filter a task. This will be the due date, priority, the name. Our APIs: project API, CRUD operation for projects, entry API, CRUD operation for tasks, including assignments and completion, search API, endpoint for searching and retrieving tasks or projects based on certain terms, and one very important non-trivial algorithm or process could be automatic prioritizing of tasks based on factors such as due date, priority, and user preference. This algorithm could analyze task attributes, user behavior, and predefined rules to determine task priorities dynamically. The prioritization algorithm could consider factors like level of urgency, importance, and task dependencies to automatically assign priority levels to tasks, helping users focus on critical and time-sensitive activities. Here we will take a look at some screenshots from Taskmaster so you can get a better understanding of what you will see when you open the web page. Once you open the web page, you will arrive at an empty view page. Every user will arrive here, and once you create tasks, you'll start to see this new page where you can see your entries in the middle of the page, their priority, their due date, and the name. If you look to the side, you can also see a sort by and filter by option, as well as search entries on the right. When you create an entry, you will click this in the bottom right, you see that plus sign, you will click that and it will bring you to this page where you can create a new entry. That requires an entry name, a due date, and a priority level. The users have the option to include notes if they would like, and to choose a file from their computer to save with the entry. Once you have created an entry, you can always go back and edit it if you made a mistake, made a typo, wrong due date, a due date changed, anything. All you would do is just click on the entry on your view page and it will bring you to this site. Non-functional requirements. The user can save their entries and come back to them later. The user can create customizations on their entries, and the app should respond to the user interactions within 2 seconds. All of these are in our number 1 section because they're the most important to us in order to create an experience that is not slow and useful to the user and not wasting their time when we should be helping them save time. Simple to open with your username and password that can run efficiently. User data will be stored securely. The app can provide autocorrect and suggest ideas for you to customize. These are our section 2 category, which would be nice to have. We had them in mind, but things got away from us and we couldn't really complete some of these. And lastly, the app allows users to invite friends and collaborate with the user's entries. The user can send notifications and reminders to oneself or others. The app will be compatible with major web browsers. Section 3, this was very far-fetched for us. We weren't able to hit most of these due to lack of knowledge or just time management. So that brings us to our finished features. What we were able to accomplish from our major required features were entry search box, allowing users to search for entries quickly once they have a lot. Due date setting, allowing users to set a certain due date just so they know where and when they have to submit their complete their task by. Entry organization was very important to us. That's why we added a sort by and filter by option to let you filter the priority level you would like to see, so high, medium, or low, as well as a sort by, so users can organize how they would like by priority level, by their name, or by their due date. Entry notes and attachments. This was very important as well, just so users had more flexibility into what they want their entries to contain. Some don't use notes at all, but some would like to have a lot. It will help them keep track of what's around them, as well as attachments. For example, if a student has a homework assignment and they need the attachment from their teacher or professor, they can have it right there, easy to use, easy to access. Entry priority levels. So in order to have entries in order for users to organize themselves and take control of how they want their layout to be, we added priority levels so users can choose how important the task is to them and how high up it should be on their list of completing. And lastly, entry progress tracking. This mainly comes in the fact of being able to delete entries so users can keep track of their own accomplishments. And these unfinished features, however, are users registration and task reminders. These features unfortunately had to be left out due to an overall lack of knowledge and poor time management among the team. User registration was a little too far-fetched for where we were in our studies, and as well as task reminders. I'm sure these would have been further improved on if we managed our time correctly, but because we didn't, we weren't able to include them in the final build. What we learned time is a very valuable resource. Most of our submissions were we were cutting it very close on a lot of our submissions, and we learned how important time is in order to complete the idea that we set in the beginning. We should have used our time better. Planning ahead is essential. Instead of leaving everything for the last second, it's always important to have a roadmap in front of you and seeing when you can hit certain things, which will obviously make it better for everybody in the team. And lastly, how to better read and implement documentation. There was many documents that we had to read, many documents we have to write, and amongst the team there was always a little bit of confusion on what we have to do and what we shouldn't do. And I think throughout this whole experience we now have a better understanding of that. Alright, thank you so much. We hope you have enjoyed learning about TaskMaster and plan to use it in the future. Alright, let's get to the live demo of TaskMaster. When you open the web page, you will be greeted by this screen and TaskMaster at the top, sort by, filter by on your left, view page. Right now we don't have any entries, so it's blank, and then a search bar on the right. And lastly, the most important is in the bottom right hand corner, you see this plus sign that allows us to create a new entry. So for the first one, let's say something simple like clean your room. Let's say we want this to be done by the end of the week, so we'll choose the 13th of August 2023. Just add some more notes to be more clear. Let's say we want to clear our desk and clean our closet. Priority level is pretty low. It doesn't have to be done right away, just before the end of the week. Then we click create, and now we can see that on our view page we have our first entry. Let's go ahead and create a few more, shall we? Next one, let's say we want to finish our homework. The due date is kind of soon, so let's say the 10th of August 2023. Let's be again more specific. Let's say we have to review lecture notes and finish math homework. Priority for this is pretty moderate. It's pretty important to stay on track of your homework, not let anything slip away. So we click create, and you can see we now have our second entry as a moderate priority. Let's create one more entry while we're at it. Study for exam. Let's say this exam is next month, right? Let's do the 10th of September. Let's say complete study guide and review science notes. Priority very high. Oh, we can also choose file in case we should. Let's attach a study guide here. Here, exam review. And now we can click create. That file will stay there for ease of access. We can click create, and then last we have our 3 entries. We have a high, moderate, and low entry. Very easy to see, very easy to take keep in mind. In case you made a mistake and you create an entry and you made a mistake without knowing, like the due date change or anything, you can always go back and click on an entry to edit it. Say this due date was changed to the 12th. We can change that to 12th and say this was English homework and not math homework. We can do moderate save changes. Alright, so that's it. That changes, the due date changes, and if we change the name would have changed as well. The features that we added in our most recent build are our sort by and filter by options. These allow us to sort by name, date, and priority level, as well as filter by low, moderate, and high. Those are just in order to help the user create a experience that is more comfortable for them, one that helps them stay on track of what they need to do. We also added the search entries in case a user has many entries and can't find them. A search entries option is here in order for quick access. Alright, that is not it. We still have more. Once you have completed your entry and you're finally done with it, you're done with all the work you had to do, you can click on your entry and delete it. Delete the current entry and you will have accomplished the entry you set out to do. You finish your task, you finish your job, good job. We wanted to have a delete option for the user so they get the satisfaction and it becomes more of an accomplishment once they are the ones that click delete. And after that, we completed everything we have to do. That's it. Thank you for watching.